Would you and your partner like a happier and more fulfilling future? Well, this video is for you.
Why? Why cultivate a nurturing environment?
Well, I think obviously, so that you can live in harmony,
Mm-hmm.
that you can have an authentic relationship, um, where uh, both of you feel comfortable, you're able to be yourself, you're able to be honest with each other, and you're able to have a real full life together. I think sometimes, well, I've done this in previous relationship. You're sort of always maybe holding on to something or holding back a little something, maybe sometimes pretending things don't bug you, maybe sometimes getting more bugged about things than you need to be. So yeah, it just makes for a better, richer, fuller life. Why not cultivate a nurturing relationship?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm big on feeling safe at home. And so, especially if you're cohabitating with your partner, I think a lot of energy should go into making sure that you and they both feel safe. And what happens to disconnect us from our compassionate nature?
I guess it presupposes that we all inherently maybe have a compassionate nature, and I think the things that disconnect me personally from that are times when I allow myself to get defensive,
Mm,
or maybe I hear something, and even though it isn't meant in a certain way, it's maybe reminiscent of some language I heard in my past or even in my childhood, or the voices that are in my head that are certainly, um, sometimes more critical than any voice that would be coming from a partner. So I think sometimes, like, hearing things in the wrong way and then allowing myself to get defensive, and then, not that that in itself is that unusual for people, but I think letting it snowball, again, that's not unusual for people too. Just giving that defensiveness a head of steam, and that totally disconnects me from my compassionate nature. So I think
mhm.
just kind of doing that thing like that we talked about, the CCJing from previous videos, the comparing, criticizing, or judging either myself or my partner can immediately disconnect me from my compassionate nature.
Hmm. Yeah, for me, I actually believe that it is our nature to be compassionate
Hmm.
just because I've raised so many kids and worked with so many kids over the years. And I see how little kids are when they see somebody who needs something, they're always ready to give. And so I think we're just born compassionate and generous.
Hmm.
Um, and what disconnects me sometimes is fear,
Hmm.
which could be, related to stuff you were talking about, like old childhood wounds. Sometimes when I'm just too tired, um, especially if I'm too tired and hungry, or tired and angry, or some kind of combination of the HALT
Yeah, halting,
acronym.
hungry, angry, hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm two or more of those, I'm probably going to be less compassionate. All right. Here's the longest question. You want to read it?
Yeah, for sure. If you had a single room designated as a nurturing environment, what would you include to feel safe, accepted, loved unconditionally, and remind you to stay loving, non judgmental, and compassionate?
Mm, that's a long one.
That's a long one. That barely fit on the slide.
When I talk about this with my couple clients, we call it our love bubble. You know, how are you going to create a love bubble? Um, and I think it's really cool when couples think of one room. Usually they think of their bedroom,
Hmm.
and they try to come up with stuff that's going to remind them to stay in that loving, non-judgmental space. For
Hmm.
me, it's like I like having my stuffies in my bedroom and other soft, pretty things. And um, yeah, I think that's mainly it.
Yeah, I was wondering when we wrote this question, or when we thought about this question, was was I going to talk about physical things to have in the room, or like what kind of energies to have in the room. And I also think in terms of our bedroom, right? I actually love the idea of this, of having stuffies in the room too, stuffed animals. It just feels like kind of a nurturing thing. Also, just I love it to be kind of like very pretty and tidy and neat. There's this one blanket, that the one that Megan got us, Megan, Jonathan, and Jackson got us for one of the things that they got us for our wedding. This comforter that's just beautiful teal, and it has teal and purple and yellow and like all of our favorite colors. And that it's always my favorite when that's on the bed. And it looks great with the stuffies, the stuffed animals. And also what I love is we have our relationship vision put on the wall, right? So that's kind of a reminder of like our roadmap to how we want to live and be together. Anything else in there? If it were like a bigger room, I'd have like a little spot where we could have a teapot right in the room, so we could just have like tea. Maybe a little towel warmer, so we could, maybe like have a little warm towel on the head every now and again.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Things.
A wood stove and
Ooh.
a window with a nice view,
Mm.
and maybe one of those overstuffed, oversized chaises.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
Built-in ottoman
Nice.
kind of thing, so we could like curl up,
cuddle,
and look at the fire and the pretty view.
The trees. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Actually, we are lucky that we're looking right at a citrus tree.
Yeah.
Right out on our balcony. So
yeah, we do have a pretty nice view where we are. So those are our 3 questions for this week, and we hope you feel loved and hopeful until we see you again. See you next time.
Bye-bye.